in public health context, because what we now know is that he was part of dual-use research, that this is actually a military project to create bioweapons through a loophole. We're not allowed to create bioweapons, but you are allowed to do research that leads to bioweapons as long as it has a medical dimension.
Again, this is something that you put into someone's head and they'll go, no, 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 no. NBC says different.
Right.
Washington Post says different. Stop. What you're saying is crazy. But there's a lot of evidence that points to that.
Yeah.
And it's not something that hasn't been both discussed and done in the past. Right. This is what's hard for normies to swallow. It's hard.
Yep. And not only that, but because it is inherently not visible to the public, we have sort of the public health justification for work. Why were they enhancing viruses in a lab, Joe?
Right.
Oh, they were doing it because they wanted to know what a virus would look like, so that we would be aware of how to fend it off if it ever leapt out of nature. That's a garbage story.
Also, you guys did a really shitty job of figuring out to the point where you could make a cure because you had no idea. You had no fucking idea.
No advantage came from that work at all, despite the fact that they were studying exactly the right viruses. There's something just not right.
Especially if you were going to you wanted to use something as a bioweapon, wouldn't you take a virus and make it more contagious? And you could say, I'm just studying it. Like, you're making something that's going to kill us all? Are you real?
Well, this is one of these frustrating places where I think it's perfectly obvious, and should be to anybody who is trained in any related discipline, that the story does not make sense. That the chances that you are going to enhance a virus's infectivity and that it is going to get out and become endemic to humans